Alrighty. So now I can move on, since I'm done watching my favorite show now, Emergency. It's like a firefighter paramedic show from back in the 50s. But anyway, so now this is going to be a series of videos on the elements. I've already tried doing all of them in 9 minutes, but it's not going to work. So I'm going to divide these videos, so each one for each of the elements. So one will be titled the elements air, the elements fire, the elements earth, and so on. So just a quick rundown. Again, this is going to be one of those beginner videos. So if you're already a practitioner, if you already know this stuff, this is very basic and you might want to move on. This is going to be kind of redundant. So this is for beginners, people that are just getting started out and want to know a little bit more about the basics. So this video is going to be about elements and what role they play in Wicca and paganism. It is a very important role because the elements make up every part of the earth, basically. I mean, everything in its most basic form is from one of the elements. So I'll just get started by reading this little paragraph I've got here up at the top. The elements are connected with each and every process in nature. They are symbolic of physical, spiritual, and emotional attributes. Each practitioner must learn and feel the elements, or understand the elements. It takes time to contemplate and understand them. Learn about the Wiccan elements and try to see them all around you, basically in everyday life. And trust me, as you get further into this, you will start to make more connections. You'll start to see everything fit into these parameters that are not really parameters. You'll see things you'll see things on a daily basis that fall under all these categories, I guess you could call it. But very quickly you will find that the elements and the god and the goddess play a very pivotal role in everyday life. You'll see it very quickly. Many Wiccans do meditate on these elements to better understand them. The knowledge of the elements is very important in herbal lore and other magical practices. Also, when you're deciding, timing on a spell, particular spell to do, what time of year it is, elements also play a part in that as well. So this being the first video of the series, we will talk about air first. So this is the symbol for air right here. This is also the color that represents air. So just a quick definition of what role air plays in paganism, I guess. Air represents the mind and intelligence, communication, telepathy, psychic powers, inspiration, imagination, ideas, knowledge, dreams, and wishes. In rituals, air is represented in the forms of tossing objects into the wind or even over your shoulder, aromatherapy, songs, or even a bell, and hiding things in high places. It rules spells involving travel, instruction, freedom, knowledge, discovering lost items, and can also be used to develop psychic faculties. Air also rules visualization. So the gender associated with air are basically over here we have a list of certain things that are associated with air, so like gender, direction, the symbols, the gods and goddesses, the times of day, cycle of life, or what stage in the cycle of life, the seasons, the zodiac signs, the senses, the human senses, stones and jewels, magical tools, metals, herbs, trees, and animals, and then the types of magic that are associated with air. So the first one is gender, which is masculine, which means air is air is the element most associated with the god. It is represented by the cardinal point east, so also on your altar, your representation of air will be placed on the east side of your altar. The point on the pentagram is represented on the upper left, as illustrated here. The symbols for air would be sky, wind, breezes, clouds, feathers, the breath, vibrations, sound waves basically, smoke, plants, herbs, trees, and flowers. The goddess most associated with, these are the goddesses that are most associated with air. Aradia, and I have no idea how to pronounce that one, so you're just gonna have to go with me here and just read it. Cardia, Nuit, and Urania. And the gods that are associated with air would be Enlil, and I have no idea how to pronounce that one. You'll just have to read it. And I think that one is pronounced Meravrim, Shu, and Thoth. And I know Thoth is an Egyptian god. The time of day would be dawn. The cycle of life, or stage of life, would be infancy. The season would be spring. The sign of the zodiac would be Gemini, Libra, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And the senses of smell and hearing would be associated with air. The stones or jewels would be topaz, pumice, rainbow stones, crystals, amethyst, or alexandrite. Magical tools, or tools that you would most likely find on an altar, would be the censer, the wand, and the sword. Metals would be tin and copper. Herbs would be clove, myrrh, pansy, primrose, vervain, dill, and lavender. Trees would be the acacia, almond, aspen, hazel, linden, maple, and pine. And animals would be eagles, ravens, and spiders. And the type of magical workings that you would be doing, where you might want to call upon the element of air, would be divination, concentration, wind magic, prophecy, and karma work. Alright, so that is my first video on the element of air. And just a quick note, if you guys find this chart helpful and you would like, I have it all on one thing here, all the elements, including the fifth element, which is spirit. If you would like a copy of this document to add to your Book of Shadows, let me know, shoot me an email, and I will send you a copy of this. So keep an eye out for the next video, the element of fire.